This room is impressive. If you're a new person coming to this community, and you took a look around right now, this is a very impressive room. I took a tour of the schools today, and I visited the south side, the central, and the northern section. And I was not aware that there were 3 different sections to Newport News. Okay, 26 miles and roughly about 3 miles wide. Am I correct? Now, what I want you to see is what I see. So I'm going to tell you what I'm seeing right now. What I'm seeing is there is no north, central, and south. What there is a community that cares about our school division. And there are a lot of folks that came out tonight to try to hear and get a glimpse of what the future will look like. But I hate to disappoint you because, as I told, I was speaking to a young lady in the back there, and she was saying, I'm really excited about hearing what you have to say about improving Newport News. And I said, no, I'm interested in hearing what you have to say before I make any assumptions about improving Newport News City Public Schools. Because what I saw today at Crittenton Middle School, Discovery STEM, Deer Park Elementary, I walked into academic courses, rigorous programs where kids were working with technology, and the kids looked like this room right here. There weren't just one set of kids looking like looking all Caucasian or all African American or anything else. It was a diverse group of students learning in a rigorous environment, working with technology. So there's been some good work done here in Newport News, and I think you need to be very proud of it and give yourselves a round of applause. And thank you for the educators that are here this evening. Now, a little bit about myself. This is my 25th year in education. And it didn't start out that way. I'm actually an enlisted Marine, commissioned officer in the Navy, but my chosen career is to educate students and impact the lives of children. And I made that choice a long time ago in a transition from the military I was planning to go to law school, believe it or not. But I found that education was the calling that I had chosen for my profession, and I do consider it a profession. And what you'll find in working with me, not for me, but with me, is that I try to be as collaborative as possible. I want to get input, and I want to hear the input from not only the community, but also our constituents. And I'm not a big fan of doing things to someone. I'm more a fan of doing something with someone. So that's the type of leader that I aspire to be, and I continue to work on, and I will be for Newport News City Public Schools. The schools I visited today and the communities that I visited today were very diverse. I saw a lot of some affluent areas. I saw a lot of economic development. You guys are doing a great job here, Mayor and the City Council, of really making this a great place for business. And I appreciate everyone who is here if you're representing the business community. But I also saw areas of poverty as well, in lower socioeconomic areas. And I've always wondered and worried about the students, the opportunities for all students, not just some, but all students. And that's always been a passion for me because I've always been a principal or an administrator or a teacher in areas where there was a lot of low socioeconomics, where there was not a lot of opportunity for students. So the one thing I have noticed is that there are rigorous programs all over the city. We went to South Side and we went to we drove by some programs, Day Discovery STEM, the new school there, which is in an area of the city that did not look very economically well doing. They didn't look like they were really high socioeconomic. But it was a very impressive building and a very impressive program that was taking place over there. So I know that there's a commitment in this community to make sure that opportunities are spread out and given to all children. Now, what we need to do is we need to make sure that we're living to that cause and that we really are accomplishing what we're aspiring to do. And that's the work that I would really like to do in Newport News, because I really believe that we're on that track right now and making inroads in those areas. Some of you have come tonight with some things that you'd like to share and some aspirations that may impact your specific communities, your specific businesses, And those are things I would like to hear about, and I will go through a formal entry plan process to ensure that I give the community opportunities to meet with me, to give our staff opportunities to hear your voice and any of your concerns. And I want Newport News to be a great place to work, because if it's a great place to work, then we'll attract great teachers. If we attract great teachers, then we'll impact instruction every day in every classroom, right? And that's something that we have to do here. So with that being said, I'm very excited about the opportunity to join your community. I'm humbled to have the opportunity to serve our students here and the children here. And I met some great ones today. And I'll do my best to make sure that I live up to your expectations of what a superintendent should be for Newport News City Public Schools. I'd like to leave you with a comment that really grounds my philosophy of leadership, of servant leadership. And that's, and I'll give $1 if I have it to anyone who knows who this quote comes from. It said, it is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. Oh my, checks in the mail. Who said that? Awesome, awesome. I'm with you. All right. Now, Frederick Douglass, if you don't know, when I heard that, when I saw that, it was impactful for me. That statement by Frederick Douglass was impactful. Why it was impactful is because it's basically been the story of my life as an individual, from a personal perspective and a professional perspective. Okay, I do believe that it is important that we build strong children, because it's almost impossible to repair broken men. And what better way to build strong children than have a strong school division with a central mission to accomplish what public education should do, to give them opportunities to enter this workforce, these great businesses that we're opening in this area, these tech sectors and everything else. Our children need to be filling those jobs. Our children need to have those opportunities. Our children need to be great citizens so they can carry on your legacies as civic leaders and as educators and as professionals. So we want to build strong children, and what better way to do that than to have strong schools? So it's a passion for me to do this work. And I think that's, out of all of the applicants I think that applied for this job, if there was one thing, and I'm speaking for the board members at this time, but I'm sure this is it, because I didn't let them leave the room without them knowing this. If there's one thing that separates me from a lot of educators, is I'm passionate about the work of educating children. And I consider this a life calling, and I want to work with people who feel the same. So that's pretty much me, George Parker in a nutshell. You know, that's it. I will do the work that's needed to make this school division a great place for children. And I'll work with anyone, whatever you may be. It really doesn't matter if your heart's in it for the right work. We can work together, and we can definitely do great things together. So I'm glad to be here. I thank the board for giving me this opportunity. I thank the school division and the staff who chauffeured me around all day long and introduced. And thank you, principals, who allowed me to enter your buildings today and meet some of your great students. I really appreciated that. Look forward to doing more of that as we move on. I know you guys have. So I'll tell you, that says volumes for Newport News. It says volumes for who you are as a community, and I really appreciate being here and being able to have the opportunity to be a part of this. So thank you for your welcome. Thank you for being here. There are plenty of you who I did not get a chance to shake hands with. There's some I met tonight that I look forward to engaging with you in the future and having some serious dialogue on what we can do to serve the students in the community of Newport News, Newport News. So thank you very much for the opportunity. And thank you for coming tonight.